真空
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of One Hit Combo Wrestling. It's your man Josh, along with Don 3.
Don 3.
And we got a lot to talk about here. It's been a real exciting week here for pro wrestling. And I think we're going to just start off last Sunday's Fastlane pay-per-view. It's been getting mixed reviews. A lot of people out there, they either liked it, they hated it. There's a couple in between. So,
I think that I think that Fastlane was that was a filler joint, man. That was a filler. it didn't really mean nothing. To me, it did. I don't know, man. I wasn't blown away by it, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't blown away by it.
Well, see, I mean, my thing with the Fastlane pay-per-view is that I think it's one of those hard pay-per-views for them to do because they're coming off of Royal Rumble.
Right.
It's in between WrestleMania.
Yep.
So it really is essentially a filler pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I want to start off with what I actually liked about Fastlane.
All right.
And I think we'll just go through the card and kind of just say, kind of speak a little bit on it. Because, for instance, there was, the one thing that I'm really liking with what WWE has done so far this year with the two pay-per-views that we've had is the pre-show.
That I never watch. I never watched the pre-show.
I'm the same way. I never really watch it either, and I think that they've done a really good job of actually making the matches something that you want to watch.
Yeah.
But like at Royal Rumble when they had the four-way tag match.
Yeah.
And the winners got into the Rumble, I thought that was interesting because it actually gave you the stipulation, made you want to watch the match. Right. And here at Fastlane, we got a 2 out of 3 falls match for the U.S. title between Kalisto and Alberto Del Rio. So it was a title match with a gimmick.
Yeah. But you know what? I didn't really. I'm glad that they didn't give the belt back to Alberto Del Rio. Mm-hmm. I'm glad they're giving Kalisto some time to shine. Really make a name for himself. I know he has some big shoes to fill because he's pretty much this generation's Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to build him up like they did for Rey. I don't see it like that, but I mean, they've given him the United States Championship. Some stars that have been there for longer than Kalisto haven't even had the United States Championship or got a match for the United States Championship. So I think it's good. Kalisto is not, he's not a upper mid-carder. He's, lower mid-carder guy. Right. But he goes out there, he works, he sticks his moves out. He's a fantastic wrestler. So, I think that they made they did a good job with keeping him, to beat, Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah. I like the outcome. What I really liked about that match too, with it being 2 out of 3 falls, I thought it was interesting that they chose to finish one of the falls with Alberto Del Rio getting himself disqualified. It's funny because you're not used to really seeing quote unquote heel tactics, and especially at a pay-per-view. Yeah. You're not used to seeing that type of finish, and for that to be the way to end a fall, I thought that was pretty interesting. I thought that it was really good for progressing along that feud. I'm really hoping though that Kalisto moves on from here.
I think there's other people that he could go against. Neville. You know what I'm saying? They should just make the United States Championship. They should make it a cruiserweight belt. You know what I'm saying? So it's all the guys. You know what I'm saying? So they can get a chance to shine. But I thought that the League of Nations were going to come out there, right? And mess the matchup, and Alberto Del Rio would get the belt again, but. He let him do his thing, so I mean he lost. So, but I don't know. I thought it was pretty decent as a match.
No, I did too. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a real good way to do the pre-show to get you hyped for the pay-per-view, get you started off. The first match too of the night was the Becky Lynch Sasha Banks match and Team Bad. Yeah. And that was a match that I was really looking forward to seeing. Yeah. I'm a fan of Becky Lynch. I'm a fan of Sasha Banks. I like Naomi's work. Tamina's okay.
I feel bad for Naomi because I don't see her getting past any of that right now because I mean she's at the bottom of the line, I mean, it's going to be Sasha Banks, and then, Charlotte is definitely doing a good job as the champion.
Yeah.
But then it's Becky Lynch. So she's like a distant fourth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Bayley comes, you're getting knocked right back further down the line, which sucks. But, I don't know. I like the fact that there was factions between the females, but
right.
it kind of got stale. I mean, it got stale because maybe egos or whatever. But I thought that Team Bad was pretty dope as a tag. As a little female heel stable, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I've actually liked it now with Naomi taking over and it being her and Tamina. It looks like Sasha Banks is getting the push that I think. I mean, we all know that she deserves it. I mean, you listen to the crowd every time that she's in the ring, and I mean, she's definitely, to me, she's the top diva on the main roster. Her and Charlotte. Yeah. So I mean, the two of them get at each other at WrestleMania. I think that will be a great match.
That's gonna be an awesome match.
Becky Lynch. To be honest with you, Becky Lynch and Naomi, they could put on some matches too. Yeah. That could be a nice little feud for them to get into because. Realistically, I think what wrestling fans, like, what we have a hard time with is that we want everybody to get the push, but everybody can't get the push at the same time. Yeah. So you need to have interesting stories. You have to have interesting feuds. Yeah. And I think I think the Divas division, I mean, we talked about it the last time. It's deep, and I think that, Naomi and Becky Lynch, that would be a great feud. I think the match at Fastlane between the two tag teams, there were points in it where I was kind of like, okay, when is this going to like really pick up? Right. But once it did pick up, I was very entertained.
But that's what's so good about the female wrestlers right now is that, back in the day, like I said, I said in our previous podcast and in other videos that, I didn't want to watch these matches. Now I can actually sit to these matches and like, okay, cool, these girls is wrestling. Yeah. I mean, only thing about the female wrestlers is they do too many drop kicks, I think. Maybe because they can't remember, They keep forgetting to do moves. So it's like, I'm just going to do a drop kick.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to touch on something that you had talked about before, and we had talked about it yesterday, and you was too many female heads right now, man. We just say they gotta trim the fat, man.
Yeah,
too many people, too many girls.
The division right now,
too deep.
It's too deep, and the thing is like the NXT roster of divas that are going to be coming back and going to be making their debuts on the main roster. It's going to be a full house soon, and realistically, you don't want to see people lose their jobs. No. And that's what always kind of bothers me. Like when I get in conversations with fans, and they'll say like, oh, this guy, he's no good. They should let him go, and all this other stuff. It's like, well, that's not always the case. Sometimes it's just the character that they're in. Sometimes it's the program that they're in, that they're not really being showcased to the best of their ability. Prime example is like Husky Harris. When he was Husky Harris, everybody wanted to see him go. He comes back as Bray Wyatt. Everybody wants to see him in the main event. So sometimes it's about the program.
Yeah, you get that good repackage. You come back through and you might do something fantastic.
Yeah, and that's so I agree with you. I think that the Divas division definitely needs to be trimmed down a little bit. Yeah. I don't know who to really make the calls for on who needs to go, who needs to stay, because again, it could be something as simple as repackaging.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way, the only person right now, and this might be against the norm, Eva Marie, I understand the dislike for her, but she's a natural heel, and she's doing very well with the fact that she knows that the fans legitimately do not like her. And she's playing that up. So as a character, she's doing a great job. Yeah. For me, let's call it what it is. Nia Jax only has a job because she's related to The Rock. Yeah. It's funny because Nia Jax is one of those characters that she's one of those talents that she doesn't make a lot of sense. She's a big girl,
larger than charge.
But when Karma was there, when Karma was there, she actually was like, she was imposing. She looked like she was a threat.
But Karma's different. she's powerbombing girls with ease.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Nia Jackson's a big girl, but she's not powerbombing girls with ease.
What's her finishing move? A leg drop?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
It doesn't really.
Let me get them ham hocks off my neck, girl.
It's so true.
But you know what? A lot of the female wrestlers, some of them gotta go, but I'm gonna tell you the reason some of the people are there. Like, okay, like for instance, all the girls that are on Total Divas, they only have a job because of that show.
Absolutely.
And when that show goes or the ratings go, they're gone too. Yeah. Alicia Fox, she's gonna get that pink slip.
Yeah.
Who else gonna get the pink slip? Oh, the Bellas, they're already gone.
Yeah, Rosa Mendez.
Rosa Mendez. I mean, that's it. Rosa Mendez is one of the most horrible fucking, is that a word? Horrible? Yeah. One of the most horriblest fucking wrestlers I've ever seen in my life. Like, I've watched it, I'm like, dude, I've watched the match with her and I'm cringing. Like, dude, who the fuck signed off on this girl? I mean, she's pretty and all, and I think that's the reason why she has a job, but then they put her on Total Divas, so it makes a lot of sense. Yeah. But when Total Divas, when it starts losing ratings, which is not, because I know dudes that watch that shit, I don't watch it.
No.
My wife, she watches it religiously.
Yeah, I couldn't care less about Total Divas. I agree with that. You know, and the thing is, like Alicia Fox, though, Alicia Fox is one of those people that she could honestly transition into a role where she's out there and kind of doing media and doing things like that. I could see her working in an office position.
Right.
But realistically, with the talent that's coming into NXT, the talent that's already in NXT, you know, it's going to be tight. You're going to have to be something special. It's going to be like how it was for the men's roster. A couple years ago, you know, if you had the looks and you were at least a little bit athletic, you could find yourself there. Yeah. Now, you better be able to go in that ring.
You better have that ring. You better have that mic. You better have all that. You better have the package. You just can't come in there and be camera shy.
Yep.
You can be in there, you can be watching from the outside. Absolutely. Handing water to somebody or something. You know what I'm saying? Would you like a towel, sir, around your neck? Let me dab your forehead for you. You know,
are you thirsty, sir? Can I get you something to drink?
Sir, would you like some Gatorade, please? Here. Some lemon.
I mean, let's talk about another match that I think is getting. I enjoyed the match, okay, but this match I feel is getting a lot of mixed reactions, and I in my personal opinion is because I think it was overkill because they just had so many matches together, and I think people were thinking because it was a pay-per-view they wanted something spectacular. I particularly liked the match because I felt like it brought closure to the feud, but it's the Intercontinental Championship match between Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler. What did you think about that?
I like Dolph Ziggler. You know how I feel about Kevin Owens, so I don't need to speak about that because you already know how I feel about that guy. Absolutely. Dolph Ziggler is a fantastic worker.
Yep.
He sells the moves better than anybody I've ever seen in the ring.
Absolutely.
But it's time for him he got to do something different, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, come on. Like, I like Dolph Ziggler, man, but if I got to choose between Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler, I'm like, come on, Dolph, you had your time, man. You should have capitalized on that when you was hot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like now, you know, Kevin Owens, he's on fire right now. And like, he's not really gonna be losing matches because he's a beast worker.
Yeah.
You know, I tell people all the time, dude, but every time that dude puts somebody in that goddamn brain buster, I lose my goddamn mind.
Oh, absolutely.
Shit. And I don't understand people kicking out of that move, but it is what it is. Yeah. I think the match was good. I think it was a solid match. And I don't understand when people were fucking feeling bad about it. I mean, they shouldn't feel any kind of way. It was a good match. They wrestling. They both come out there. They bring their A game every fucking time.
Yep.
So I mean, I love the match. I thought it was dope.
And that's the thing. I mean, like I've even heard I've heard actual like journalists and stuff writing about the match, and I read a few of the negative reviews on that match where people were questioning Dolph Ziggler's selling. I mean,
what?
The dude's not gonna.
Where?
The thing is, like, the dude can't sell like he's getting hit with a shotgun every single move in every single match. And if that's what fans are starting to expect from the guy, you know, you're missing a whole lot more. I mean, you said it right. Dolph Ziggler is an incredible talent. I think at this point, he really kind of needs a direction to go.
Yeah. And he might need to go heel again.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that would be a good move. I think, for me personally, I wouldn't mind seeing Dolph Ziggler go heel and feud with Kalisto. Because I think that they'd be able to put on some really good matches.
But that kind of sucks because it's like nobody really wants to go back though. You know what I'm saying? Like Dolph Ziggler was the WWE. He was world heavyweight. Was he world heavyweight? Yes, he was world heavyweight champion. And then, he was IC champion for, I think he had about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah,
something like that.
He's been a US champion before too.
But dude, if you've been in business for so long, you don't really want to go back. That's a rookie belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from anybody. I'm just saying, if you're wrestling, that's a stepping stone belt. You know what I'm saying? You get that belt, then you're on the bigger things. You know what I'm saying? The Intercontinental Championship. Then you get, you might get the WWE. You might get a shot at that, but. I don't know, man. I think it's, like I said, we talked about, Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah.
And I said that, him getting the United States Championship was beneath him. And
right.
It was. I think that Dolph Ziggler is upper mid-card status.
Yeah. I agree. It's funny because that's kind of where I feel like a lot of things have gotten clouded too, because I remember growing up when we were watching wrestling as kids, not talking about during the Attitude Era and all that. I'm talking about when we were younger and you really only had the world title, the Intercontinental title, and the tag titles in the WWF, you knew that the Intercontinental title was kind of that was that mid-card level title.
Yeah.
Now in today's WWE, I think that's what's kind of hard to really decipher is you have the Intercontinental title, which I think most of us have accepted the fact that we feel that the Intercontinental title holds more prestige than the U.S. title. I think it does, but the thing is that it's not told to us. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's the way. I think
it's still limbo.
Yeah, but I think that because the United States Championship got brought over from WCW.
Yeah. Yep.
So that could be WWE brass upstairs, treat that belt like it's really nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I know what you're saying. The IC Championship doesn't have that. It's not as special as it used to be no more. You know what I'm saying? Like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, you had this belt. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, all the big stars start off. Rock when he had the IC Championship, he took off. Stone Cold. Absolutely. Everybody took off with these, with the IC Championship. Now you get it it's like fucking hot potato with this goddamn belt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here you got it. Don't really mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make that belt mean something. It can't be just a WWE Championship. The Intercontinental Championship, every belt on that fucking thing should be worth $1 million in your fucking mind. And they gotta start treating like that.
Yeah, you know I agree with that. I think now having Kevin Owens as a champion though, and it looks like they're pushing him the way that I feel like they should. Keep him a heel, keep him getting that natural heat.
Yes.
Keep him with that IC belt. Have people want to beat him for that belt, but have him keep running through because when he does lose the belt, it's going to mean something for the next guy that's going to get that title.
Yeah.
All right. I want to move on to the next match, which I feel was probably the most disappointing night or disappointing part of the night for me personally. Just because it's WWE Creative has done nothing but ruin the Wyatt family in my mind. And Big Show, Kane, and Ryback defeating the Wyatt family at a pay-per-view.
That serves no purpose at all.
No, not at all. And
Big Show and Kane are fucking. You know what? I'm not gonna say nothing mean. I'm just gonna. You know what? You've had your time. I understand that they do. They had their time. Big Show, vicious. When WCW, vicious. Kane came out, vicious. I love these guys.
Right.
But come on, man. You can't. How you guys still win a match? Y'all should be helping. Do like Jericho do. Let them put these guys over so these guys can. It's the new generation, man. You should make the Wyatt family look fucking fantastic right now.
Yep.
If you have, if the Wyatt family has a win over fucking Ryback, who's a strong guy.
Yeah.
Not the best wrestler in the world, but Kane and Big Show, these guys are fucking Hall of Famers. Guaranteed.
Yeah. Well, what gets me though is that Big Show on the Stone Cold podcast, he said that, he understood that his position, he wasn't taking anything away from the younger guys, that he was there to help put over guys.
That's ego, man.
But, that's not ego when
I'm not
looking to put over guys. The problem that I'm having with it is that then if that's the case, if he's really in that position right now, why did WWE Creative, there's a lot of other combinations that need something to do that could use the rub of going into a feud with the Wyatt family and actually have a back and forth of 50-50 booking, however they wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Big Show, Kane, and Ryback should not be those three guys put together to beat the Wyatt family. Let's face it, the Wyatt family, they're now becoming that team where they say, oh, well, we're gonna take over the WWE. They did it and get rid of these guys. They did it with Reigns. They did it with The Undertaker. They did it with John Cena. They did it with The Shield and Ambrose. All these guys, they get into these feuds. They build up these feuds like this is our time. This is our time to take it. And for whatever reason, WWE creative and whoever's putting these programs together don't understand how much damage they are doing by having the Wyatt family continuously lose on the big stages.
Why? I mean, the biggest thing about that, and that you 100%, I'm 100% behind you on that one. But why the hell would you have these guys do these fucking cryptic ass fucking promos saying, you know, I'm the eater of worlds and you know all these scary ass joints? I mean, for them to lose.
Exactly.
Like I'm like, dude, why doesn't Bray Wyatt have the WWE Championship right now? He is more than capable of whooping anybody's asses. Have you ever seen him throw somebody in the rope and pick him up and fucking like body slam him with one hand, just like boom?
Yeah, when he does that standing rock bottom. I mean, that thing was vicious.
I seen him hit Dolph Ziggler with the fucking. I mean, he brought the power of Grayskull when he hit that motherfucker around his throat. When he came right that corner in with that clothesline, like, man, Bray Wyatt can handle his business.
Yeah, he can.
His gimmick is vicious. Yep. He had, I mean, I always said I thought he would be this generation's new Undertaker.
Yeah.
Give him the electricity. Man, come on, man.
Yep.
Come on in.
System Psycho making an appearance.
With the hoodie on looking like Robin Hood.
No, but I agree with that. I mean, I think that Bray Wyatt definitely could be booked as this generation's Undertaker.
But you gotta put some pyrotechnics in there and he has to have a 30-minute ring entrance.
Give him that Finn Balor time.
Oh my God, man.
All right, let's move on to the
I go to the bathroom, come back, he's still walking down the ramp, the lights coming on.
Because I mean, I could talk about this Wyatt thing forever, man. But you know, we got a lot to cover on here. Let's talk about this the Charlotte versus Brie Bella match. You know what's funny about it? I didn't really have any real expectations for the match. I really thought that
Did you
Charlotte
see how she gave up? You see how Brie gave over the end? She just gave up.
Well, I thought like this was honestly going to be one of those matches where they were going to like build Brie up because of Daniel Bryan retiring, but I knew that Charlotte was going to retain.
Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
I'll tell you what though, the match I felt was a little bit better than what my expectation was.
I wanted Charlotte to put her in the crippler crossface and just hold her there and get disqualified. Brie has no business stepping in the ring with Charlotte. She is nowhere near the caliber of a wrestler that Charlotte is. Period. Point blank.
No, she's not.
Nowhere near it. Her sister either. No. Neither one of them.
You're right.
And I don't say how she. Well, I know how she got the push. Well, I ain't saying nothing. I'm gonna be quiet. I ain't gonna say nothing about that. She got the push.
Yeah.
Oh my God! What the fuck? I ain't even gonna talk about it, man. I'm sorry, man. I just ramble on. That's what I was just thinking about that shit, man. I can't believe.
It's good. I mean, like, I think I'm actually happy though that Charlotte. I'm happy that Charlotte actually is getting the title run that I think both of us really said before she even won the belt.
Yes, we did.
We both were saying that Charlotte, if she gets a run at the Divas Championship and she does it as a heel, that she'd be able to put on an incredible program. And I feel like she really has. She's holding her own. Her
dad is she's definitely holding her own.
Yep.
Her dad is falling back too.
I'm very happy about that, you know, because we talked about that like 2 or 3 shows ago, you know, and I was really worried about that, you know, because it really started looking like it was going to be the Ric Flair show.
Right.
And I'm really happy that he really is becoming a corner man, really. Yeah. You know, so he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
Next match on the card was a match that I'm glad that they did this in a 3-match series. AJ Styles and Chris Jericho.
That's my boy, Chris Jericho.
It's funny because these two are probably my two favorite wrestlers.
Chris Jericho is my favorite. He's my favorite wrestler. Period.
Yeah. Chris Jericho has always been one of my favorites.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the best all-around wrestlers.
He's such a good guy, man, because he's letting these guys win. He understands his role.
Yeah.
He knows he's going to Hall of Fame either whenever he feels like it. It's time for a new generation to come up.
Absolutely. So what did you think about, I thought that this was a great conclusion to a 3-series match.
Yeah, it was crazy because you had this little feud and you end up being friends.
Yeah, well, but you know what?
It's out of respect.
Yeah, and that's really good because that's good at telling the story.
Yeah.
It's good storytelling. It's a good way, because let's face it, AJ Styles is a veteran.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
people don't know that. They think he's just coming in. Like, this dude he's been doing it for a minute.
Right, and he's put in his work. He's paid his dues.
Yeah.
And that's the other side of it, is that this man is a veteran. And in reality, Chris Jericho and AJ Styles are two veterans going at each other. Yeah. It's not the WWE rookie versus the WWE legend.
Like he's not teaching him anything. He's not teaching him anything. He's not he knows. He's been doing this they've both been doing it for a long time.
Yep. I thought it was an excellent match. I thought that it really drove a lot of good drama, back and forth action. I was expecting AJ Styles to win because it looks like AJ is going to get the push to the mid card. Yeah. I'm guessing that his next feud will be Kevin Owens. I'm hoping that that's going to be his next feud going into WrestleMania.
He's too big for the United States Championship. You got to go IC and up. That's it.
And that's exactly how I feel too. Do you even want to talk about the
Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose?
No, the Curtis Axel and the R-Truth filler match. I couldn't believe that they did that.
Next.
But we'll keep moving on. That Edge and Christian and New Day, and that really disappointed me.
Yeah.
That disappointed me a lot because it
was kind of corny.
Yeah, it was really just a infomercial for the Edge and Christian show.
Right, yeah, I know.
And we talked about it. I'm a huge New Day mark.
God.
There's nothing that these guys can do that I won't be entertained by. I swear that every time I see them on my TV screen, I'm laughing.
Yeah.
Edge and Christian were the exact same thing for me back in the day when they were out there playing the kazoos and doing all that ridiculous nonsense.
Yeah.
I found them to be so entertaining. So I was so hyped for this segment.
Right.
And it was such a letdown, man.
Yeah.
It really was.
Damn.
Yeah. So let's round it out on the Payback or on Fastlane.
Right.
Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Brock Lesnar. What did you think of the match?
Sorry.
Thought it was all right. I thought this is the thing that I thought was interesting about it, is that it turned into a 2-on-1 handicap match.
Yeah, man. Well, I said you better jump this motherfucker. You better jump him. You better jump Brock, because that dude's an MMA guy. He might swing him for real.
Well, the thing was, I just thought that took away from the triple threat stipulation. Yeah. Why not? If that was what you were going to do, if that's what they were going to do, why not just book a handicap match?
Right.
That's how I felt about it. And I understand a lot of people got upset with the ending because I thought the ending was kind of ridiculous myself. Dean Ambrose swings on Roman Reigns with 3 chair shots, and Roman Reigns just brushes it off
and hits him with a spear.
It was just a smack to the head or something, and then he comes back and hits him with the spear for the pin.
Dude, I think at the end of the day, man, Roman Reigns, man, he gonna be here for a while, man. You gotta let Dean get some time to shine right now, man. Because who's coming back pretty soon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Seth Rollins, man. Then when Seth Rollins comes back, then everybody getting pushed down the ladder again.
Yeah. And that's the thing, too, is I think that at this point in time, WWE really needs to pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
And, we'll talk about it. We'll transition into Raw the following night.
Yeah.
But WWE is really starting to push this a little too hard and against themselves.
Well, they're trying to sell Roman Reigns to everybody. They're trying to make him he's not on level with John Cena, not quite.
No, and you don't want a John Cena reaction from a guy that's not as polarizing as John Cena.
These guys are booing him. They're booing him though. It's I don't know. These are some fair weather friends though, man. Because one week they're good, they cheer for him, and then he messes up. pays the price for it.
Well, because the thing is that I think that the fans are booing Roman Reigns based off of the booking. I'm finding it hard to believe that people really are that much against Roman Reigns. I know that there's things about Roman Reigns that they don't like, and I think that, and I agree largely with the idea that Roman Reigns should not be in the main event picture right now with everybody else that's around.
Well, I mean, it's not going to matter now.
Right.
He's already main eventing.
He's already main eventing, and that's the thing. I think that people need to kind of get past that and understand that this is going to be your main event at WrestleMania, so do what you got to do, and keep going.
Yeah.
So,
all right, well, let's. I want to switch gears real quick.
Okay.
So Bad News Barrett, there's talk that he's not going to renew his contract for 2016.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Honestly, man, I think it will be a good move.
He's only wrestled one match in 2016.
Yeah, and this is the reason why I think it's a good move, is that WWE haven't used him to his full potential.
Yeah.
And I think that if he goes to a place like Ring of Honor, or if he finds himself going to New Japan Pro Wrestling, I think that will be good for his. I think it will be good for his career. I think it will. He'll find plenty of good feuds there. I don't think it will kill his fan base whatsoever. I think that people that are fans of Barrett are going to stay fans of Barrett.
Yeah.
Everybody can't be in the WWE, and I think that that's the problem that we're dealing with right now. Is I don't even think the WWE recognizes that.
But see, Wade Barrett, man, is one of those guys I thought would definitely have the belt.
I thought so too.
I mean, he was running the Nexus. This guy, you know what I'm saying? He was king of the ring. Like, dude, he was king of the ring last year.
Yep.
Did nothing with him. He had a crown on winning the ring. It didn't mean nothing.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Stone Cold won king of the ring. What happened after that?
Yeah. Exactly.
Took off.
Yep.
Triple H took off. Everybody. I mean, I just these things that have been staples in the wrestling, the wrestling scene for the longest time, they're not meaning anything anymore. Yeah. King of the Ring, you're supposed to get them good matches. Yep. What happened? Booker T. When he was fucking fantastic.
King Booker. King Booker was an amazing guy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he had the hat on. Yep. He had the robe. He had the scepter. Like, he came out there, he had the chairs out there, he even changed his ring music. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, it's like, it don't even mean nothing.
No, you're
King
right.
of the Ring, so what? Who cares?
Yeah.
Next. That's bullshit.
It is. It's a sad move. But I think that I think it's the right move for Barrett.
Yeah.
I think
they repackaged him too. They repackaged him. Way Barrett, then he went to Bad News Barrett.
They continuously repackage him, and it's not to his advantage. They're just repackaging him to give him new gimmicks to see what fits and what sticks. Because I'll be honest, I think the WWE is kind of out of touch with. I don't know how to say this, but I really feel like they're kind of out of touch, and this is what kind of bothers me with Finn Balor.
I think it's more corporate than anything.
Well, they're out of touch with how to book European wrestlers. They really are. I mean, Cesaro. Look at the fact that they're trying to look for Cesaro to be something that Cesaro's not. They want him to be an American wrestler. He's not an American wrestler. And the thing is let him be a wrestler's wrestler. Let him be a technical wrestler. It's the same thing. Neville, they don't even mention the fact, there's people that probably still don't even understand that Neville's from England. You know what I mean? Like, unless they watch NXT.
Don't let him talk.
Yeah, they don't let him talk. So, when you put that in perspective, it's like, man, I think it's the right move.
As I said before, man, like WWE, they'll get these international superstars.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah, we just signed this guy. And don't do nothing with him.
Well, that's the thing. I just think that they're out of touch with outside of the U.S. market, and they need to jump on that real quick because.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I mean, cut you. But here's the thing about stars leaving. So you're a big star, and then all of a sudden you're not getting the shine you want to do, and then you go, I don't know if I could go back to a smaller league. Why you think that R-Truth and guys still stick around? You think they're really gonna go Ring of Honor? When you get in the big arenas and you know what I'm saying, and all the TV time on WWE, who wants to leave that and go to something smaller? You know what I'm saying?
The thing is it depends on what the move is. Like if you go to Ring of Honor or if you go to New Japan Pro Wrestling, sure, it's a smaller. They're all smaller stages in WWE, but the thing is, New Japan Pro Wrestling pays. So you can make a hell of a living doing that.
I'm gonna get the money.
And Ring of Honor, the way that they're signing people to exclusive contracts. I mean, look, they got the Young Bucks. WWE did not sign the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks decided to re-sign with Ring of Honor. So there's appeal to be in those type of places. And I think someone like Barrett, in the ring style that Barrett has, he'll be able to transition to Japan, or he'll be able to transition to Ring of Honor. But there's a guy like what you were saying, like with R-Truth. That's how I feel with R-Truth. R-Truth is a tremendous performer. He's a great entertainer. He's a great wrestler.
Will never get a belt ever.
Right, but the thing is that he fits that WWE mold. Could you imagine like him in Ring of Honor or him in New Japan Pro Wrestling? He doesn't really fit, you know. So I think it's all about where you fit.
He used to be King Quick. I read it back in there. Okay, so Cruiserweight Championship. Yep. Well, WWE is they're about to start a Cruiserweight tournament on the network. It's going to be 10 weeks. Mm-hmm. It's going to be at Full Sail University. That's where NXT is held at.
Yep.
Let me see. It's 32 wrestlers, and they're bringing talent from other companies. So they're going to be like. So I guess I don't know how they're going to do it, but they said. Other talent from other companies. That could be Ring of Honor. It could be, I don't know if it's going to be Ring of Honor. It might be just like independent, but what do you think about that?
I think it's a great idea. I mean, we said it before on the show that we wanted to see a Cruiserweight title come back.
It needs to come back.
And if we're not going to get a Cruiserweight title, I'm fine with the Global Cruiserweight Open.
They need to get Cruiserweight. Them fucking move. People out there is risking it by doing backflips, triple gainers, fucking, You need to have the Cruiserweight. It's high energy, man. That's the reason why I fell in love with the Cruiserweights, because these guys were just laying it all on the line, man. There'd be 5 people outside the ring, they just do a fucking backflip off that joint into the fucking people. Just the wrestling, the luchadors, and I love the high energy, man. These guys, they risk their bodies, man.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
I'm going to be interested to see who they get. I think that it was really cool because this week, Shinsuke Nakamura, who's signed now with NXT, and he came out and he said that he thought that Kota Ibushi from New Japan Pro Wrestling would be a perfect fit for this. And the guy is, to me, the guy is the best junior heavyweight in the world right now. Him and Kenny Omega are probably the best. And Kenny Omega's about to get a main event push in New Japan Pro Wrestling, so I don't think he'll be going anywhere. But Kota Ibushi apparently has told New Japan Pro Wrestling and DDT, which is another Japanese promotion, that he's going to be cutting back on his dates for working.
Trying to get that WWE money real quick.
So I would not be surprised to see him show up in this thing. And, you know, if that's the level of talent that they're going to be bringing in for this, I think that it's going to be exciting to see. I really do. I'm looking forward to it. And I think that's something that I think that we'll continue to cover as we get more entrants and more names that are going to go into this tournament.
This Cruiserweight tournament, people are going to get hurt. I'll tell you right now. There's going to be a bunch of knee braces and stretchers because people are going to get fucked up.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. These guys are going to be flipping, doing fucking Power Ranger shit through the fucking ring. Somebody's going to get their knees fucked up out here, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. That's going to be good.
I think, we'll see what the caliber of talent is. And I think if it's WWE, they're going to look for the top guys. I don't think that you're going to be seeing a whole lot of indie guys that have less than like 5 to 10 years experience out there.
Yeah, you got to have some. You got to bring your A game now.
Absolutely.
All right, so I want to talk about this. What do you think about Titus O'Neil's suspension? Do you think the 90-day suspension was too much?
Yeah.
Because then they took it down to 60.
I still think it's ridiculous. Here's my take on this, okay? Everybody knows there's a time and a place to do things.
Yeah.
And Vince McMahon's the boss. And it's just like if you were at your work, and you got to think about the setting of what was going on. Daniel Bryan was giving his retirement speech, his farewell speech.
Yeah.
To the crowd. And it doesn't matter if it was on television or not.
That shit was sad.
The entire roster was there to pay respect to Daniel Bryan. When Vince McMahon, who's your boss, is leaving...
I'm sorry, no, he was the owner.
Right, the owner of the company. It is not the right time to play around with him.
Hell no.
It really isn't. So, it was a bad move by Titus. I get that. I get that, but we all make bonehead moves every once in a while. We all do things that we think will be funny in the moment, and then it ends up not being the right place, the right time for it.
Stone Cold, he said that He said that the suspension was too harsh.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But he also said that Titus, it was, come on, man, inappropriate. This dude's like about to, cry his eyes out, man, because he had to give up something that he fucking wanted to do, and he bust his ass the year before, did some amazing shit.
Yep.
Won the championship, and all of a sudden you gotta give it up. I mean, I wanted him to come back.
Yeah, I think honestly, 15 days suspension would have been enough. That's a 2-week suspension off of television.
Just give him dark matches.
Yeah, no, honestly, they could have demoted him on the card for a month. Let's say demote him on the card for a month, give him a 15-day suspension off of television, whatever it was that they want to do, but 60, 90 days.
Right.
For playing around, that's longer than violating the substance abuse
That's
policy,
true.
For fuck's sake.
Man, he's like, man, I'm supposed to weed, man.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
He might as well just piss hot. You know what I mean?
He came up dirty.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's bullshit. I mean, that's what I find to be bullshit about it. So you mean to tell me that grabbing your boss's arm in a playful way is more detrimental to your job than violating a fucking substance abuse policy in a contact fucking environment? The fuck out of here.
Vince wasn't having that shit at all.
Yeah.
He's like, you're done, motherfucker. You're out of here. I give a fuck what you say. And it's bad enough this motherfucker already didn't get no real TV time like that. So you ain't getting no TV time now.
Yeah.
Action figures off the shelf.
Pull that man's action
right,
figure.
You were pulling your action figure, goddammit.
Take his ass out the game.
Right. Oh, you're not going to be in 2016, motherfucker.
We deleted your character.
But you can be in it. You can be in it. You can do a creative character, motherfucker. Somebody come in.
So we can create your ass.
Big tall black motherfucker with some booty shorts on.
Looking like a slave.
Dude, that's man. Titus is okay, and it's kind of messed up because Titus, he kind of he picked up a lot of. He got his, he kind of got his gimmick down with the shit, and people start falling on. And I was like, "Come on, dude."
Well, the thing that gets me about that though, man, is that's he does when he's with primetime players. I like them together in that style.
That $1 million, man. I can't even do that dance. I can't do $1 million. I can't do it. I can't do it.
The thing is, that
I fuck around trip.
The gimmick with the two of them together works. Titus by himself. If they're gonna package him by himself, they need to give him a different gimmick though. He can't just be coming out there and doing the same
He's been good. He's been a heel.
Yeah. He doesn't need to be a heel. I think Titus needs to be a face, honestly.
Yeah. He was already a face now, right?
And the crowd likes him. The crowd gets behind him. Yeah. I mean, I think Titus is a great competitor, man. And hopefully when we see him back, he'll learn from this mistake and move on, and hopefully it doesn't hurt his position in the company.
Yeah. All right. So, what's funny? We were talking about Ryback earlier.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about Ryback turning his back on him like that?
Oh, on Monday?
But the way he did it, he made it seem like he really wasn't. He was just like, I'm trying to make a name for myself, type shit.
Yeah, the thing is,
he took off the airbrush speedo. He had the airbrush suit like fucking Van Damme did in Lionheart. Take that shit off, man.
You know what the whole thing with
me? Some nut huggers on.
The whole thing with me with Ryback is that I really feel like they're doing what they do to Big Show with him, where one week he's a fucking face and the next week he's a heel. And Big Show talked about that on the Stone Cold podcast where he said that was, I think Stone Cold said that he was switched back and forth 30 times or something like that over his career. The thing is that Ryback, for me, I think Ryback is better as a face.
Yeah.
I think when the crowd is chanting "Feed me more" and when the crowd is getting into his character, he seems to do better. When he did the big guy promos and all of that kind of stuff, that was letting out his personality a little bit more.
Yeah. And he tried the heel roll. That didn't work. Because he was like, when he slammed the guy's head into the table and all that, spilled food on him, and then he was like, then he turns around and he's like, I don't like bullies.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, you were just a bully 2 months ago.
It's so stupid. And I'm hoping that there's going to be some more to this.
Big guy.
Unfortunately, it doesn't.
Right.
Like, unfortunately, what we've been dealing with WWE Creative is that we're not getting a lot of answers.
They changed his uniform up, though.
They
changed his costume.
They did. That was ridiculous looking, honestly.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of it. Well, it's one of those things that I'm going to have to see what happens in the next couple weeks. But, for me personally, I think Ryback needs to be a face and not a heel.
Yeah. I mean, but he made it clear. He was like, look, it's nothing personal. I'm just trying to get that brass ring.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Very true.
I
mean, talk about heel turns. We talked about it a little bit on the last podcast, about the Dudleys and seeing the Dudleys, finally getting out of their nostalgic 2002 run that they used to have and going through the motions and actually getting the, heel persona. And I'm loving it, man. I think Bubba Ray Dudley is honestly one of the best heels.
He don't even say anything.
He doesn't have to.
Testify. That's it. Let Bubba talk. You just say testify. That's it.
You think about this. Bubba knows how to get over. Like, people kind of don't give him enough credit because they always say, well, in ECW, he had it easy because he could, tell fans that he was going to fuck their mother and stuff like that. And, people were like, oh, he could get up in people's face and say whatever the fuck he wanted in ECW and draw heat, which is true. It's a little bit easier to draw heat that way because you're naturally pissing people off. Yeah. The thing that Bubba Ray Dudley is so incredible at, when he was Bully Ray in TNA doing his singles run with the title, he cut some amazing promos in an environment where he could not say whatever he wanted to say. And he drew heel heat in a day where kayfabe is almost dead. People, it doesn't exist in today's wrestling business. Yeah. And he can go out there and he is just such a natural at it, man. He just knows how to work that crowd.
Even when he said that, when he was talking about why he had turned heel, and he was telling everybody, he was like, look, the nostalgia feel. He's like, I'm not getting tables anymore and all that stuff. He was making one understand, like, dude, okay, I get it, but you got to understand, dude, we for real. We he had the most tag titles out of anybody.
Yeah.
And let him know. It's like, dude, okay, enough's enough. We'll start putting. That's the only thing I didn't like about what he said was that he wasn't gonna put people through tables. No, put people through tables.
Well, the thing is
he sniped this mother. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this, Bubba Ray. I lost my mind when he put Mae Young through a motherfucking table. Boy, I was done.
Yes,
I was done.
The thing that's great about
that lady was like 80 years old.
But by telling the fans
Slam Blanche from the Golden Girls to the motherfucking table.
Well, by telling fans that they're not going to get the tables though, it pisses the fans off.
Yeah,
so
right.
He's doing what he needs to do. I think it's incredible. I'm enjoying it.
Betty White. Hey, great.
Have him put Betty White through a table.
If you got all the Golden Girls and had it like a sandwich and pop up the table, I'll leave the arena right there. I'm going home. This motherfucker slam the Golden Girl to the table.
Thank you for being a friend, Bubba.
Thank you for being a friend.
Oh man, that's funny.
I think, I think that it was cool he came out there and said that. I know he meant that shit too.
Yeah.
I don't know about the table shit, but I know he was like, I think he wanted the crowd to take them more serious. Like, dude, y'all need to respect this, man. We've been doing this thing since way back. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, they want to be respected. I think it was great that they took their first hit out on the Usos.
Yep.
They're done.
Well, the thing that was great is it pulled the Usos out of tag title picture.
Out.
The Usos are hot. They are a hot tag team right now. They don't need to be in there with the hottest tag team in the division.
Right.
Give them something else. And you know what? The Dudleys, as heels, are going to be just as hot. It's, in my opinion, the Usos versus the Dudleys is just as important for the tag team division as it is whoever's going after the New Day for the tag title.
Oh, speaking of tag team division, how do you feel about that right now?
I mean, we talked about it the last time. I think it's incredible. I think that everything that's going on right now is perfect. I think that all the people they have in NXT that are ready to come up are going to make a splash. American Alpha and Enzo and Big Cass are the two that I think are going to be those are going to be the two teams that when they come to the main roster, they're going to make a huge splash.
Yeah, you were just at NXT, man. How'd you like that? How'd you like that NXT tape?
I went to my first NXT show in NXT Philly, and it was incredible, man. I mean, Philly crowds, New York crowd, Philly, New York, Boston, Chicago. You know, those are big wrestling cities.
Those Philly crowds don't play no games.
Oh, no, not at all. Eva Marie got fucking slaughtered. I mean, like, people were just basically telling her to get the fuck out. Like, they were just chanting shit. Now, the thing that was, the person that and I can't say I was surprised, because I think that she's an amazing wrestler, and I'm so happy that the fans are so behind her, but it's Bayley.
Yeah.
Bayley got the biggest pop of the night, got some of the best chants of the night. I mean, the crowd even started chanting that we redid the Biz Marquee song. Yeah. So instead of saying "Baby, you got what I need," we were saying "Bailey, you got what I need." You know, and we chanted that shit, and that was fun. It was a fun night. NXT guys, if NXT comes to your area, definitely go check it out.
I'm gonna check that shit out.
Honestly, it's the best of both worlds. You get the best of what you get from indie and what you expect from indie wrestling. And you get it with WWE production, and it's in a smaller environment. It's not in those big arenas. It's a great show. It was.
Well, speaking of NXT, I hear that the American is it American Alpha?
American Alpha.
Yeah, they're about to make their debut on SmackDown.
Dude, they are an incredible team. And you know what's funny too?
These guys are young. They're gonna you better take notice up there in that tag team division.
And Jordan, what was great is that Jason Jordan didn't have much of a personality.
Nothing.
And then they put him with Chad Gable, and Gable pulled that man's personality out. And the thing is that
he wouldn't even fuck with him at first either.
Yeah.
He wasn't fucking with him at first.
They are incredible together. And I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to bring to the
main roster. No joke.
Yeah. It's high impact, a lot of fun. I know we've been jumping around show to show, guys, and we know the big event that happened this week. So why don't we get into it? The return of Shane McMahon back in the WWE. I know that
he got old as shit though. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. That motherfucker old as shit.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see Shane come back though. That's my boy.
Shane was one of my favorite wrestlers of all
gray
time. Hair. And that's funny to say, and I know that people will be
like,
what are you talking about? What are you talking about? But the thing is, Shane, not only does the man cut fun promos.
Yeah, he does.
Every single match that he was in was a classic.
That motherfucker jump off the top rope with tennis shoes on.
You gotta put it.
Okay, Shane.
Anybody
Chucks on.
And anybody that wants to challenge when I say that Shane is one of my favorite wrestlers, Shane McMahon put on 2 great pay-per-view matches with Steve Blackman and Test. You give me another motherfucking wrestler that had a great match with Steve Blackman and Test.
No shirt on with some karate pants on and some kendo sticks. And Test.
So, man. No, it's great to see Shane back. I think it's great that they're running this storyline for him to take over control of Raw. Now,
it's good to have a fresh pair of eyes to come inside the company again.
Absolutely. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, though, because I kind of agree with the backlash that's coming out. Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania in Hell in a Cell. I mean, Undertaker, you're talking about
somebody's going to die.
Old.
Somebody's going to die. Somebody's going to die. Someone might have a heart attack. Undertaker didn't look. He looked too good last year, man. He was hurting.
Well, you got a 46-year-old Shane McMahon versus a 50-some-odd-year-old Undertaker in a steel cage match. I mean, Shane McMahon, part of the great.
The motherfucker's gonna need Ben Gay after that wrestling match. Gonna be sore as shit.
The great part about Shane McMahon was that he always did those high spots. I'm sure he'll hit like 1 or 2 high spots in this match, or else I don't think they would put him in the match with Undertaker. But man, this isn't going to be like 1999 Shane McMahon. You know, this is going to be 2016 Shane McMahon, 2016 Undertaker. Now the thing.
Remember that meme I showed you?
Oh my god, that shit was hilarious,
He's
man.
Like, why the fuck you gonna have me wrestle Shane McMahon for? Oh man, that shit was funny as shit.
Now this is the one thing that I will say about this match is that it's gonna give us an opportunity to see it will give us an opportunity to see where it goes. But I think that Shane McMahon is not going to do this alone. And my personal opinion is
somebody will come in and help him.
Yeah, and I think
you think Undertaker's going to lose again?
Well, you know who I think would be the perfect people to bring in? Balor Club.
Balor Club?
This would be the time.
The Spirit Squad.
The Spirit Squad.
Hey, Dolph Ziggler was in that show with him.
Hey, Dolph, we got your gimmick change before you go back to the Spirit Squad, bro.
But the Spirit Squad.
No, I think if the Balor Club is going to show up on the main roster, I think that the night of WrestleMania will probably be the most impactful to do it.
Yeah.
And
what better time to do it?
Yep. And to have them come in to help Shane win against The Undertaker and having new, fresh faces in the WWE, it's a good way of the quote-unquote changing of the guard.
Right.
If the whole concept of the match is for Shane McMahon to take over Raw, why not have fresh faces to do it with him?
And you know, we talked about this, man, splitting the brands up. We talked about that before. The brands need to be split up. In order for talent to really get to the level they need to be at, they gotta split them up. There's too many people on the same show. If you split them up like you did, a couple of years back, where you have just talent on SmackDown, you have one major player or two or three major players on SmackDown, and you make Raw the flagship show. It'll be good like this. I'm telling you, that's how John Cena took off. John Cena wouldn't be shit without SmackDown.
That's true.
He had the United States Championship, the spinner belt. I mean, that shit was played out, but I think that that helped John Cena's career. Edge too. Edge would not be a fucking Hall of Famer right now if it weren't for SmackDown, because he won all his belts on SmackDown, pretty much. So I just think they need to split the brands up.
No, I agree.
You need to do that. But just to put a little monkey wrench in your theory, I don't know if Shane's gonna lose that joint though, because the WrestleMania is in Houston, Texas. Undertaker's from Houston.
That's true.
So, and they're talking about this might be Undertaker's last match before he retires. He's going to the Hall of Fame. That's not even a question. He's going to the Hall of Fame. But I don't know if Undertaker will have his final match be against Shane McMahon, and for him to lose to Shane McMahon, and then he retire. I don't know if he'll go out like that.
You know what? It depends. It depends how he wants to end it off. If
he might
end off the legacy with the win, or if he wants to end off the legacy with ushering in a new era. Either which way, you can't lose. The Undertaker's already a shoe-in Hall of Famer. The minute that he says, I'm done, he's going to be put into the Hall of Fame immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
The only other thing that I really wanted to cover as far as, for this week, and, I know me and you had kind of talked about it and said we wanted to save it for the show.
Yeah.
What about this Triple H destroying Roman Reigns, and what do you think about Triple H right now as the champion after seeing that display of Triple H?
That is Triple H with the ponytail. That's the one. That's the Triple H I like to see.
Yep.
Where you get fucked up. Oh, I'm not done yet. I'm gonna fuck you up some more.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing you can do about it, because I'm the CEO and I'm in charge of talent relations. So you gotta take this ass whooping.
That's the game. That right there is
that's the game I like. I like that game like that. I was like, okay, he fucked him up.
Yep.
Oh, he's not done yet. And then he slams his head into the fucking Smash Announcer booth like fucking like 10 times, and then hits him with the fucking pedigree on the steel stats.
Oh, I know.
Fantastic.
It was incredible. And the thing is, the crowd popped. And
they wouldn't even do it again.
And that's what we were talking about earlier in the show, though. They need to recognize what they are doing with Roman Reigns, where they have Roman Reigns now, because the thing is that Triple H is the Triple H that the fans love. That Triple H is a Triple H that everybody can get behind. And if you're really trying to put Roman Reigns as your number one babyface, this is not the Triple H that you want him to face.
You know why Triple H has the belt right now? Because no one's worthy to have the belt right now. That's how I feel.
Really?
I don't think no one's worthy to have that belt right now.
I'd love to see Ambrose with it. Truthfully, I'd like to see Ambrose with it.
If it really came down to it, I don't think Ambrose can beat Triple H.
Yeah. Well,
Triple H is the best. He's one of the best.
Yeah.
This guy it's a no-win situation. No matter his character on screen is the boss.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's gonna be his way. Oh, you lose? I don't care. I'll get the belt from you anyway.
You know what? How about this? Triple H, hold on to that title until Seth Rollins comes back and let Seth Rollins
just give it to him.
Thing off.
I won't be mad if you give it to him. All right, man. So,
all right, guys. Well, I mean, That's pretty much it for this week. I mean, it's been a crazy week of wrestling. We've had a lot that's been thrown at us on the news front as far as the shows go. Big pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Now we're on the road to WrestleMania, so we are definitely going to be doing more of these podcasts along the way.
What's the next joint? Is it Payback?
Next
month. Next pay-per-view is Payback.
Next pay-per-view is WrestleMania, isn't it?
I thought it was Payback.
Nope. March is WrestleMania.
Oh shit! Okay,
yeah.
We about to get into that.
We're on the road to WrestleMania, so we are definitely gonna do more of these podcasts for you.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys comment on anything that we talked about, any suggestions for things that you want us to talk about for future episodes.
Hey, don't forget to check out our homies at One Hit Combo Crew. We're doing music. My boy Cooper's doing the music thing. Yep. Him and Elvis and his brother Chris, man. Check them guys out. System Psycho still doing his thing. He's doing the Let's Plays. And he's still doing his little pickups and stuff like that. Yep. Me and Josh, we're gonna just keep, man, we're wrestling fanatics, dog. It ain't gonna never stop. If we're not doing podcasts, we'll be sitting down talking to each other about wrestling. So we might as well tell you guys how we feel about wrestling.
Absolutely.
But as always, man, like, share, subscribe. And, if you guys got any questions or, any ideas you guys want us to talk about, man, like Josh said, man, just put in the comments, man. All right.
All right, guys.
Peace.